Okay, so here we have a pre-owned 2021 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LTZ. I'm showing you all this because this truck has been lowered. It has a custom front brake system, a Whipple Supercharger, and just whoever had this truck has a pretty good taste in my opinion. This one's black on jet black perforated leather. It has that 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine before that Whipple Supercharger. And then it's made it to that 10-speed automatic transmission. And this one has around 53,000 miles on it. And sorry for the glare, the sun's going down, but I wanted to review this one tonight. There's the front end there. We have our LED daytime running lights, LED headlamps, LED fog lights, and we also have an illuminated bow tie there. And just a nice looking truck. I just love everything about this. Now as we come around to the side here, we have these beautiful polished 22-inch aluminum wheels. And you can see that brake kit. Look at those are Willwoods. I think that's how you say that. And we get passive keyless entry on the front two doors. And then over here we have our power door lock controls, memory seat functions. We have one-touch automatic up and down windows for the front, express down windows for the back, power folding mirrors with blind spot monitors, and then rear window lock, power mirror controls are there. Plenty of storage here. Bose sound system, electronic parking brake, press to engage, hit the brake, press it again to disengage. And then we have our drive modes we can go through here, normal, sport, and then off-road. And then we have our four-wheel drive controls, fog light controls, headlamp controls, all that. Heads-up display controls, manual tilt and telescope steering wheel releases right there. Hood release. This one has the all-weather floor mats as well. And there we have our power driver seat with two-way power lumbar support. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the rear space. Actually, I don't know if these trailering specs hold up with all that's on here, but there it is. Now let's check out the rear legroom space. So decent space back here with it being a full-size truck. Tons of headroom, tons of legroom, being 6'3". Again, the seat up front's adjusted for someone of my size. Seat back pockets are on both sides. Rear AC vents here, a USB-C, USB-A charge port, 12 volt, and then we have 3-stage heated outboard seats there. They're the bottle holders. Love these. These are my babies right here. You can put 3-4 hangers on here if you want to hang up all your shirts, and it's plenty sturdy. And then center seat, bottle holders are there. And I just love, even though we have the sunroof up front, back here we just have extra room for headspace. But going on, you do have storage in the seat back here, and then you have storage underneath the seat there. Fuel fillers there. Premium's recommended. I would highly recommend it, especially with that supercharger on there so you can get that full power output. But as we come around to the back end here, we do get the LED tail lamps. There's a spare underneath there. That's quite a stance there without having all that extra ground clearance with the lowering kit. Now we do have the power up and down tailgate. And then this has a bed rug in it. Yeah, the previous owner just spec'd this out just the way they wanted to. I don't see anything missing here. Now to the front passenger seat, you get that power adjustability with the two-way power lumbar. Lockable glove compartment down here, and then top pocket there. And let's see if we can get this window sticker open. And it's funny, they actually bought this vehicle from Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro and then traded it back in here. But just a quick look at all the options here, just crazy. So almost a 65 grand sticker truck before everything else that was added on to here. Now to the fun stuff. We're gonna come back around to the front. Let's look in this engine bay. Just gonna zoom in there so you can see that. That just cracks me up. So we'll definitely check out the performance of this thing in a minute. But first, let's go ahead and hop on the inside. So leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Over here to the radio, we do have that upgraded 8-inch navigation screen, so we get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio. And then we also have the wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. Navigation screen there. Now you can use voice recognition if you want to. You can go to your recents, find close by food, gas stations, ATMs, etc. And then pretty easy to use the map itself. You can kind of see what's around you. Wi-Fi hotspot. You do have the trailering package here. So all of that's available to you. You can go through your checklist, set up certain trailers. And then you have the trailering cameras there as well. We get dual zone automatic climate controls. We can either use the screen here or we can use the buttons and knobs down here below, which also include the 3-stage heated cool front seats. Lane keep assist with lane departure, parking sensors, auto stop. We can lower and raise that tailgate from here. Hazards there. There's a 110 or 120 volt 3-prong, 12 volt USB-C, USB-A trailer brake controller. Wireless charging pad, then we have a little additional storage there. But back up here, before we keep going, there's the backup camera there. The front camera's there. And then we have the trailer view, curbside view, and my favorite, which is this bed view camera. So you can see if you have anything in the back there, make sure it's not out of place or moving too much. Especially when it's dark out, it's nice to have that. In reverse, okay. So volume knobs here, you can click there to mute, hold the button here to power it down. You can use this as a scroll bar, but then when you're in the audio or something like that, you can use it as a tune knob. Bottle holders, phone storage there. Then center console cubby space, great size. You have an SD card reader for the navigation, a USB-C, USB-A port, and then an aux input. And then up here we have that rear camera mirror that we can toggle on or off. I'm opening the sunroof shade, but you can slide, tilt, garage door transmitter, then that power sliding rear window, along with the OnStars right there. So first we're gonna test out this roof. That's one touch slide. Goes all the way back, and then you can one touch close it as well. And then there is our power sliding rear window and a view of the back seat from up here. And then vanity mirror. I like the lights, how they look. It's a pretty look. Now over here to the steering wheel again, blinkers are here. We have our intermittent wipers here, low, high, off, one time, and then we can toggle our automatic high beams on the side here, and then we can also just flick them on or off and flash there when the low beams are on. And then we have the windshield wiper fluid there. And then for the shifter, reverse, neutral drive, low gear, then you can manually shift here. Behind the steering wheel on the left side, we can go through our track list or radio station favorites. And then behind the steering wheel on the right side, we can go volume up or down there. Now we do have the adaptive cruise control package here, so we can turn that on or off there, cancel, set the speed, adjust the gap for the cruise as well as the forward collision alert there. The heated steering wheel toggles here, and then we have a mute button, voice recognition button, and then we can go through our gauge cluster using these arrows or this scroll bar here. So in the settings, we can change our units from US to metric, and then we can also change what's on our info page as well. So I like how this one's set up again. And then there's everything in the info page there. So I'm gonna keep it probably right there to test out the fuel economy. And then the heads-up display, let's see if I can get that going. Can't quite see it, but it's up there. Might have been turned off. But the heads-up display, again, I showed you the controls for that right there. Then we have our push button start here. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. And now to the really fun part. Let's go ahead and take this Whipple Supercharged Chevrolet Silverado 1500 out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive here in this Whipple Supercharged Silverado 1500. I'm just getting started and this thing is whining like crazy. I just can't wait to really get on it. What I like about it is it's not necessarily like a Hellcat whine where it's super loud and obnoxious, which I kind of appreciate, but it's nice and clean. And it's just a really, really fresh sound that comes from the engine bay. Now, no one's behind me right now, so I'm gonna give myself a little space. I have the truck in sport mode, so I'm gonna go ahead and floor it now. Wow. I mean, that's freaking nuts. That is nuts. Gosh, all right, let me take it off of that. That's all you guys get. No, I'm kidding, but oh my gosh. That's insane. It's just so, wow. Superchargers are just so much fun, I think. But I mean, that was crazy. Acceleration is fantastic, and then you kind of get this thing up to speed, get the cruise going, and let's see what our fuel economy is showing. So it's showing us that right around what you would expect from a 6.2. You're still getting around 22 miles per gallon. I mean, just a very impressive accelerating truck. And with the, you know, the low rider suspension and all of that, ride isn't terrible. And honestly, it's just a little shaky, but still super comfortable like you'd expect from an LTZ. It rides like a low rider truck. And especially with the 22s, I'm pretty impressed that the ride isn't worse. But I mean, my goodness, that acceleration was just insane. Now with this truck, what's crazy is it just, especially coming from a stop, you almost feel like you're getting too much from the supercharger when you give it just a little bit of throttle. Now, you gotta know how to drive with one of these to really, I think, utilize it to the fullest, which I don't. I don't have a lot of experience with specifically aftermarket superchargers, but I mean, it's nuts how much power this thing is giving me on tap. It's just, it just makes me laugh. But I definitely think this will be a good buy just because all of the work has been done here. The suspension, the supercharger, is everything from the tint. This thing is spec'd out perfectly in my opinion. If I was a truck guy, I'd say if I was a gas powered truck guy, this would be my go-to. But I mean, even just trying to go full electric with my fleet, this makes me want to trade in my Mach-E to get one of these. It's just so much fun. And then you still have the practicality of a full-size Silverado as well. And then the luxury amenities of the LTZ trim level. I should say a loaded out LTZ. But having that bigger 6.2 liter V8 and this supercharger is a perfect match, I think. And then again, you're still getting decent fuel economy for a truck like this when you're not putting your foot to the floor. But I mean, this thing is just a wild truck. I'm so glad I was able to drive this. Again, we have this at Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro. And if you're in the market for something like this and the supercharger would just be the icing on the cake, you have to get this. But this will bring me to the end of my review of the supercharged 2021 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LTZ.